May 29th, 1453, the day the Roman Empire died, and a new world was born. May 29th, 1453. The sun has not yet risen over Constantinople. Inside the greatest church in the world, the Hagia Sophia, something impossible is happening. Catholics and Orthodox Christians who have hated each other for centuries, who have excommunicated each other, who have called each other heretics, are kneeling side by side, weeping, praying, receiving communion together, because by tonight they know most of them will be dead. And the city they are praying in has been the capital of the Roman Empire for 1,123 years. This is its last night. By 1453, the Roman Empire was a ghost of itself. What had once stretched from Britain to Mesopotamia had shrunk to a single city, Constantinople, and a handful of villages around it. The population had collapsed from hundreds of thousands to barely 50,000 souls. Surrounding it on every side, the Ottoman Empire of Sultan Mehmed II, 21 years old, brilliant, obsessed, and absolutely determined to take the city that had defied every conqueror for 1,000 years. He had brought 80,000 soldiers, a fleet of over 100 ships, and the largest cannons the world had ever seen, including the monstrous basilica cannon capable of hurling a 600-pound stone ball over a mile. Inside the walls, 7,000 defenders. The math was merciless. Emperor Constantine XI Palaiologos had begged Europe for help. He had written to the Pope, to Venice, to Genoa, to every Christian king. Almost no one came. Constantine knew what was coming. He chose to stay anyway. On the evening of May 28th, Constantine XI did something remarkable. He rode through the city slowly, saying farewell to the walls, the streets, the people. Then he entered the Hagia Sophia for the last liturgy. The church was packed. Soldiers came in full armor. Women brought their children. The candles turned the golden mosaics into fire. Constantine knelt and received communion. Then he stood, turned to his people, and asked forgiveness from anyone he had ever wronged. Grown men wept openly. After the service, he returned to the palace briefly, then rode back to the walls. He would not sleep. He would not hide. He took his place at the most vulnerable section of the wall, the Blachernai Gate, and waited for dawn. At 1:30 in the morning, Mehmed gave the order. The Ottoman drums began, then the trumpets, then the cannons. Wave after wave crashed against the walls, irregular troops first, then Anatolian infantry, then the elite Janissaries, the finest soldiers in the Ottoman world, fresh, disciplined, and unstoppable. The defenders fought with everything they had: stones, arrows, Greek fire. For hours the walls held. But the walls had been absorbing cannon fire for 53 days. And then, a small thing decided everything. A postern gate, a tiny side entrance called the Kerkerporta, had been left unlocked. No one knows if it was accident or treachery. A small group of Ottoman soldiers found it, pushed through, and suddenly there were enemy soldiers inside the walls. The cry went up across the Byzantine lines. The city is taken. It was the moment every defender had feared. Not defeat, but the collapse of hope itself. The line began to break. When Constantine XI heard the walls had been breached, his advisors begged him to flee. Ships were waiting. He could escape. He could rebuild. He could fight another day. He refused. He tore the imperial purple from his shoulders so no one would recognize him. Then the last emperor of Rome drew his sword and charged into the oncoming Ottoman soldiers. He was never seen again. His body was never conclusively identified. The man who carried the bloodline of Augustus, Constantine, and Justinian disappeared into the chaos of that final morning, sword in hand, dying as a soldier rather than surrendering as a king. It was the end of a dynasty that had lasted 1,500 years. By midday, Mehmed II rode through the gates of Constantinople. He went straight to the Hagia Sophia. He dismounted. He picked up a handful of earth and poured it over his head, an act of humility before God. Then he walked inside and declared it a mosque. The Roman Empire, the empire of Caesar, of Augustus, of Constantine, was over. Not weakened, not diminished. Historians mark this day as the end of the Middle Ages itself. The scholars who fled Constantinople carried ancient Greek manuscripts into Italy and helped ignite the Renaissance. The fall of one world, it turned out, was the birth of another. Mehmed called himself Kaiseri Rum, Caesar of Rome. Even he understood what he had taken. If this story moved you, subscribe. Because this channel exists for exactly these moments, the hinge points of history, when everything changes in a single day. This was the last day of Rome, and this was history.